The latest update from Elite Redux 2.5 added a few new Pokemon for you all to try out and was a solid update all around. New forms are what I and most people look forward to the most with new updates, as playing with these new Pokemon is always a blast. Well, the future of Elite Redux is full of brand new Pokemon, and in this video, we'll be looking at some of the approved forms coming to the future updates of Elite Redux. Some things are subject to change as they're being tested and improved, but this will give a good idea of what's in store for the future of Elite Redux. Ninetales is definitely a fan favorite, and I'm surprised it doesn't have a new form yet. To be fair, it has an Alolan form already, but I was looking forward to an Elite Redux twist. Well, both Vulpix and Ninetales will be receiving new Redux forms. They're based on Cubey from Madoka Magica, and they look amazing. Vulpix is just a small Cubey, but Ninetales becomes the full version that you know. Redux Vulpix will start off as a pure Psychic type with decent stats, speed being its greatest stat sitting at 75 while special attack is at 60. The three choice abilities we'll get are Prankster for priority on status moves, Exploited Weakness increasing the damage of all moves by 25% against status foes, and Infiltrator so it can hit through screens and substitute. The three innates will be Opportunist, giving it priority over foes at half health, Fluffy for reduced damage from contact moves, also making this Vulpix weak to fire, funny enough, and lastly, Regenerator so it can heal up when switching out. You won't have Vulpix for long though, so what does Redux Ninetales look like? Ninetales will gain the Ghost type upon evolution, becoming Psychic Ghost. You really gotta watch for those sucker punches, especially after looking at its defensive stats. 65 in HP plus 60 in defense means it won't be surviving many direct hits. The special side of things is fantastic though, with 130 in special defense and 95 in special attack. 30 points and 4 points higher than regular Ninetales respectively, keeping just 100 in speed though. The choice abilities will stay the same, Exploited Weakness and Infiltrator, but will now have Fey Hunter, increasing the damage to fairy types by 50%. The innates will all stay the same though. I've never seen the show these designs are based on, but I absolutely love their designs. Depending on some of the moves it could get, I could definitely see myself using one on my team. Whiscash is another Pokemon who I was very surprised that they didn't receive any love in previous updates, but now that is going to change with the convergent form. Convergent forms are like regional forms but are actually different species entirely, like Marebeep and Mareep. The convergent form for Barboach will be called Barcroak, as the line will now be based on frogs. Barcroak clearly looks like a tadpole here in its concept art. Barcroak is now a fire electric type, and the fuse that runs from its head to its tail has electricity flowing through it. It's an adorable Pokemon and has the stats you'd expect for a first stage Pokemon like this, eventually evolving into Whiscash, a silly frog retaining Whiscash's head and mouth. It's begun practicing its juggling now with a single flaming rock that will only explode when electricity is added to it. Just like the previous stage, it's a fire electric type, but because of its brand new innate ability, Combatant, it will have the fighting type added as well, making it the first ever fire electric fighting type. With 113 in attack and 80 in speed, it won't be the greatest sweeper ever or anything, but it will have 100 in HP so it can tank a hit or two. Rockhead is one of the choice abilities, so I imagine it'll be firing off flare blitzes and submissions like crazy. But what if I told you that this wasn't the final stage? Eventually, Whiscash will evolve into Juggletoad, now juggling 3 of the flaming rocks and retaining its fire electric fighting typing, becoming a powerhouse attacker. 135 packs a punch, but it can hit with special moves as well since it has 118 in special attack. Speed and defense is dropped, but it gains much more in HP so it evens out. Juggletoad will have Unaware as an innate ability, stopping Pokemon that set up, and a brand new ability, Short Fuse. Short Fuse will trigger a 60 base power fire type explosion if it has a multi-hit move hit 4 or 5 times. It's a wild ability. The whole line looks great and I can't wait to see how it will look in game. One of mine and many others' all-time favorite Pokemon, Garchomp, will also be receiving a new convergent form, and it's awesome. But first, we gotta look at the first stage to this new line. Stibble is Gibble's convergent form and is based on shooting stars. The lore is that Stibble fall to Earth when chasing Clefables, traveling a long way, gathering cosmic power to fill their own desires. Evolving into Stabite, the convergent form of Gabite. They are adept hunters in low gravity and will take down Rogue Minior and eat their cores. The stats and abilities for these haven't been figured out yet, but the final stage is all that matters. Starchomp is a fairy psychic type just like the rest of the line, and is a mixed attacking menace. It has 110 in speed, which is the same as Redux Garchomp, but has 125 in both attack and special attack, so you'll be dealing with both possibilities. receiving great physical moves like Star Crash and Zen Headbutt, and great special moves like Moonblast and Dazzling Gleam. You'll need to be ready for anything. The choice abilities Star Chomp gets are Marvel Scale, increasing the defense by 50% when it has a status condition, Illuminate, granting a 20% accuracy boost to all moves, and Prism Armor, weakening super effective moves by 35%. The innates are Reckless, boosting recoil moves by 20%, Cloud 9, clearing all weather, and Levitate, making Star Chomp immune to ground while boosting flying moves by 20%. I think this is going to be a really strong Pokemon to use and will be a popular choice when it's released, but like the other Garchomps, a Mega Evolution was created. Whenever a pseudo-legendary Mega evolves, you know it's going to be nuts, and I love the lore for it. Slingshotting itself around planets with their gravity, Mega Starchomp is an inescapable menace. With a base stat total of 700, it's very good. 140 in attack and 130 in speed makes it a dangerous sweeper. 100 HP in both defenses isn't too bad either, and it could be a mixed attacker if you wanted it to. It's not as fast and doesn't hit as hard as Mega Redux Garchomp, but it's getting a brand new ability to make up for this. Clear Mind will not only make psychic moves super effective against dark types, removing the immunity, but will give all psychic moves +1 priority. That's insanely powerful. It also has Accelerate as an innate, instantly activating 2-turn moves, so moves like Sky Attack or even Meteor Beam are super valuable to run. Starchomp is definitely going to be talked about as one of the best additions to any update it's put in. An evolution for Tentacruel is confirmed and has a sprite, but there's no information on it at the time. All I know is that Eviolite is gonna be a problem, man. Another Gen 1 Pokemon getting some love is Electrode. I'm not a fan of the Hisuian form, but I'm loving the new Redux form design. This one is based on Atom Electric Charges and DNA, having a valence shell comprised of what seems to be a Revive, Pokeball, and Potion. These Electrode are more mischievous than their Cantonian counterparts, changing the molecular structure of Pokemon to create funny appearances to the chagrin of many Pokemon. Unlike the Hisuian form, this one will drop the electric typing and become a normal psychic type like Indeedee. It will have similar stats to the other Electrodes, fast and fragile, having the highest special attack of the three at 110. 140 is the slowest of the three, but you only really need so much speed. Like the description says, it can change the molecular structure, so Illusion as a choice ability makes sense. Levitate and Transistor will be its other two. The innate abilities will be Atomic Burst, triggering a 50 base power Hyper Beam when hit with a super effective move, Volt Absorb making it immune to electric, and Prankster. Some important moves to note will be Technoblast, Photon Geyser, and Overdrive. Actually receiving brand new moves, Covalent Bond, a 40 base power normal move that takes away 25% of his HP to do 13% chip damage each turn, 25% versus Rock and Steel types. A very cool move. And Atomic Split, a 250 base power Psychic Explosion. I mean, that's kind of Electrode's whole thing, so I still hope one day we get a Master Ball Mega Evolution. Tyranitar was already given a Redux form in the past and a Mega Evolution to go with it, but now it's time to give the Tyranitar line the convergent form treatment. The entire line goes from a rocky reptilian creature to a purple beetle Pokemon. Larvitar becomes the pure bug type Larvamite. The stats aren't really impressive, but it's just a baby, with Moxie, Tinted Lens, and Predator as choice abilities. It's not going to be like this for too long until it becomes Pupamite, the convergent form for Pupitar, still remaining a pure bug type. Pupamite has relatively the same stats as the original, but is much faster with 70 in speed, this time with Intimidate and Battle Armor as choice abilities. Depending on when it becomes available, I can see it having some uses, but the final stage is the prize. Evolving into Tyrannomite, finally giving it the secondary typing being Dragon, which would make it the only pure bug dragon type in the entire game. This one makes me very excited because it's the fastest Tyranitar form by far. With 110 in speed, 30 points higher than the next fastest. With 130 in attack also, it can hit just as hard as the others. Of course, it won't be as bulky, but having Intimidate as a choice ability will help, as well as having Battle Armor as an innate. Or if defense doesn't matter, you can run Hyper Aggressive instead, letting it hit twice. Just like the previous two Tyranitars though, this one will also be Mega Evolving. Mega Tyrannomite is gonna be a problem. 164 in attack with 120 speed is so scary. On top of that, it has 128 in defense, so it won't be a glass cannon either. It will have Fearmonger as one of the choice abilities as well, which is just an upgraded Intimidate since it lowers special attack, and will make Hyper Aggressive into an innate, so you get the best of both options. Mighty Horn for stronger horn-based moves, and Battle Armor will also be options. Dragon's Maw and Tinted Lens will be innates, so both stab moves should be really good. Tyranitar is definitely one of my favorites, but speed always turned me away, so I'm really looking forward to trying this version. Like I said, nothing is set in stone yet as ideas are constantly evolving. The community has put in a ton of work into this game and are responsible for a lot of the forms you see here and ones already in game. There's no telling exactly when these will be added and tested, but they have been approved. There are so many more new forms coming, so subscribe for more future content. Which one are you looking forward to the most? Don't forget to like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.